So only 3% of SLPs work here, but they're needed. Hello and welcome to the last video of Life as an SLP. This time we're talking about universities and colleges. I'm the SLP Peep, and today we're going to be talking about life as an SLP at a university and or college. This is the last video of Life as an SLP. I previously talked about SLPs at schools, SLPs in outpatients, and SLPs at inpatient facilities. So that's cool. If you like this content, please like and subscribe down below. Let's move on. Now, why on earth am I talking about university SLPs, especially when they only make up 3% of the SLP population? Because they are still SLPs. And I think it's pretty interesting thinking all SLPs must associate with these SLPs, and they only make up 3%. And I think these people are pretty interesting in general because it's so different. Let's pull up the ASHA Big 9 again. Last time, people! So here on the ASHA Big 9, we have AAC, oral rehabilitation, articulation, cognition, dysphagia, fluency, language, pragmatics, and voice. So what do these university and college-based SLPs need to know? Individually, they can pick and choose, but as a collective whole, all of them. That's right, as a collective whole, they must know all. Why is that? Because they need to teach all of these to the SLP candidates. So in order to teach the incoming SLPs, you must have a collective knowledge of all of this. But you said that there was specialty areas, and those aren't mentioned in the ASHA Big 9, so where do those come into play? Sometimes these specialty areas are covered in the ASHA Big 9, such as literacy is often found under language, and trach and vent is found under voice. These specialty things need to be covered, but sometimes it's covered in one lecture in a class, or sometimes it's even one class in a semester. There are some universities and colleges that focus on certain aspects of the ASHA Big 9. I went to a university that was more medical based, so we had a higher focus on voice, dysphagia. I would also include cognition, even though I feel like we hit dysphagia a lot more. This doesn't mean I didn't learn about pragmatics, articulation, AAC. It just meant we had the normal standard classes for those, not the 2 to 3 classes of dysphagia. Yeah, 2 to 3 classes of dysphagia. Just dysphagia. Previous videos I talked about what graduate students are exposed to in certain areas. This is kind of a given because graduate students for speech-language pathology must be exposed in this setting because they need to go to school to get their master's. SLPs are usually not at the university level. Why is that? Because chances are the university will actually hire a student to work as an assistant. The educational level needed to be these SLPs, not the graduate student SLPs, but the teachers and professors SLPs, is different. Kind of. Technically speaking, SLPs in all settings must have their master's, but they could have their doctorate. I actually know 1 or 2 SLPs that work at the schools and they have their doctorate. Here at the university level, professors are broken into 2 groups. There are faculty and then there are adjunct. Traditionally speaking, faculty must have their doctorate or they must be working towards their doctorate. This is not always the case, but it's the trend. On the flip side of that, if you have an adjunct, chances are they have their master's, not their doctorate. This is not always the case. I've actually had an adjunct professor that had their doctorate, I always imagined that the adjunct that had the doctorate was planning on becoming faculty, or she just wanted to see if she wanted to become faculty at this place, but I don't know. It's been a few years now. These are just trends. Now when I say doctorate, there's actually two types of doctorates SLPs can get. The more traditional doctorate is a PhD, and the more new doctorate is a SLPD, Doctorate of Speech Language Pathology, usually more clinical based. Now SLPDs are newer, so it is currently unsure how SLPDs will play into the university settings, other than universities offer them, and that's all I know right now. The life for these SLPs, the teachers, not the students, is very similar to the life of the students. Wow, that sounded really weird. First off, they have the school schedule. The only time they go off of the school schedule is if there's an event that they are to attend. That is more for faculty. Adjunct is a little different. These SLPs are more likely to attend the university a few times a week, and they're there for their class. They may stay for an extra 30 minutes, and then they go home. Or they go to their other place of work. Adjuncts tend to be more per diem than part-time or full-time, which means after they're done with doing their class, teaching whatever it happens to be, then they go do whatever they do for a day job, whether it is a school-based SLP, outpatient, inpatient, you name it. This is opposed to faculty where working at the university is their full-time job, and they may do adjunct somewhere else. So they're kind of opposites of each other, but they complement each other. Question for this video for you. Have you met one of these university SLPs? Did you meet an adjunct? Did you meet a faculty member? Which one was it? Or do you only know these SLPs because you know an SLP student? Let me know down below. Please remember to like and subscribe. Have yourself a terrific day. This is the SLP Peep signing out. Bye. Because they are still SLPs, and I need to make sure I did that within the time frame. Let's put, we have AAC, auto rehabilitation, articulation, cognition, dysphagia, fluency, language, I am missing one, crap, what is it? Adjunct SLPs, I'm probably mispronouncing that word, I really don't, whatever. There are,